I held his phone in my hand, my chest tight, my breath uneven. The glowing screen mocked me with a message. Can't wait to feel you again tonight, babe. Same hotel? Sent by Sophie, Adrian. I whispered, my voice trembling. He walked in, loosening his tie, smiling like nothing was wrong. Claire, you're still up? I thought you'd be asleep by now. I shoved the phone toward him. Explain this. His eyes flicked to the screen. His smile faltered, then returned, thinner. That's not what you think. I laughed bitterly. Not what I think. Sophie calls you babe, and you meet her at hotels. Tell me, Adrian, what exactly am I supposed to think? He rubbed his forehead. You're overreacting. It's not serious. Not serious? My voice cracked. You've been sleeping with my best friend, the woman who stood beside me when we chose wedding colors, the woman who swore she'd never betray me. The doorbell rang. My stomach dropped. I didn't need to ask who it was. I opened the door. Sophie stood there, hair perfect, perfume heavy in the air. Claire, she said softly, we should talk. I stared at her, my pulse racing. You, here, after this? She crossed her arms, her tone defensive. I didn't come to fight. You deserve the truth. The truth? My laugh was sharp. The truth is you stabbed me in the back, Adrian. Stepped between us. Enough, Claire. Don't make this dramatic. My head snapped toward him. Don't make this dramatic? I catch you both, and I'm supposed to stay calm? Sophie's eyes narrowed. You were too blind to see it. Adrian was unhappy, Claire. You're too plain for him. The words sliced through me. I staggered back. Plain? After everything I've given you, both of you, this is what I get. Adrian's jaw tightened. Stop acting like the victim. Relationships fall apart. Sophie understands me in ways you never did. Tears blurred my vision, but my voice hardened. You were my world, Adrian. And you, I pointed at Sophie, my hand trembling. You were my sister in all but blood. How long has this been going on? Sophie looked away for a moment, then smirked. 6 months, maybe more. Does it matter? 6 months. My knees buckled, but I refused to fall. My voice came out hollow. Every laugh we shared, every night we planned the wedding, all of it was a lie. Adrian sighed, almost bored. You'll survive. You're stronger than you think. His indifference stung worse than any insult. I whispered, you both disgust me. Sophie scoffed. Don't act so pure. Men get bored, Claire. I just gave him what he wanted. Adrian reached for my arm. Don't be dramatic. We can end things quietly. No need for a scene. I jerked away. Quietly? You destroy me, and you expect silence? I gave you my love, my trust, my future, and you throw it away like trash. Sophie rolled her eyes. Face it, Claire. You were never enough. Her words echoed in my chest, but underneath the pain, something darker stirred rage. I met her gaze, my voice steady despite the tears streaming down my face. If I was never enough, then why do you sound so desperate trying to justify yourself? She flinched. Just for a second, Adrian exhaled sharply. I don't need this drama. Claire, let's end it here. I'll have my things moved out tomorrow. I nodded slowly, my voice breaking into a whisper. Get out, both of you. Sophie smirked as she linked her arm with his. Good luck, Claire. You'll need it. The door slammed shut behind them. I stood in the silence, my heart pounding, my body shaking. I pressed my hands against the door, whispering to myself, no, I won't be the one who needs luck. One day, you'll both regret this, and I'll be there to see it. Claire, you can't just sit here all day, Ethan said, his voice firm as he stepped into my living room. I hugged my knees tighter on the couch. Leave me alone. He sat down beside me. You need to eat. You haven't touched anything since yesterday. I'm fine, I muttered, staring at the floor. You're not fine. His tone softened. I know what Adrian did. I know what Sophie did. And it kills me to see you like this. My chest tightened. Don't say their names. Claire, don't. My voice cracked, louder than I intended. If you pity me, keep it to yourself. I don't need your sympathy. Ethan sighed heavily. It's not pity. It's anger. I want to punch that smug bastard in the face. But I can't, because you won't even look at me long enough to let me help you. I swallowed hard. My eyes burned, but I refused to let tears fall in front of him. He told me I was boring, Ethan. He looked me in the eye and said it. Ethan's jaw clenched. That's a lie. He's just trash trying to justify his betrayal. And, Sophie, my voice wavered. She said I wasn't strong enough to keep him, my best friend. She stood in front of me and said it like it was true. Ethan slammed his fist against the armrest. She's jealous of you, always has been. Don't you dare let her words sink in. But they already had. I whispered. Maybe they're right. Maybe I wasn't enough. He grabbed my shoulders, forcing me to meet his eyes. Stop. Don't you dare believe that. You're more than enough. You always were. I looked away, pulling from his grip. Please just go. I can't breathe with everyone telling me how strong I should be. I'm not. Ethan hesitated, then stood. Fine, I'll go. But Claire, don't drown in their lies. You're stronger than you think. The door clicked shut behind him. Silence swallowed the room again. I buried my face in my hands. Stronger than I think, my voice was. Barely a whisper. Then why do I feel so broken? The hours passed like a blur. My phone buzzed. Adrian's name lit up the screen. Against my better judgment, I answered. Claire. His voice drawled. Don't make this harder than it has to be. I choked back a sob. Harder? You destroy me and then call me to tell me not to make it hard? You're overreacting. His tone was cold, dismissive. Relationships fail. People move on. People don't move on with their fiancé best friends. My words came out sharp. He sighed. You always were too emotional. That's why Sophie understands me better. She doesn't cling. She doesn't make everything a tragedy. My hand shook so badly I almost dropped the phone. You're unbelievable. Do you even feel guilt? I feel relief, he said simply. I don't have to pretend anymore. The call ended. My chest caved in. Minutes later, another buzz. Sophie. Against every instinct I answered. Her voice was smooth to calm. Claire. Don't hate me. It just happened. You call that an excuse? My voice was sharp, but it trembled. He needed passion. You gave him stability, but it wasn't enough. You have to understand. I don't have to understand anything. I snapped. You betrayed me. You both betrayed me. She sighed. One day you'll see it wasn't personal. It's just life. The line went dead. I threw the phone across the room, my chest heaving. Silence pressed in again. Finally, the tears came hot, bitter, endless. My sobs echoed in the empty apartment until my throat burned, but as the night deepened, the tears dried. A cold calm spread through me. I whispered into the dark, my voice steady at last. They'll regret this. Both of them. I swear they'll regret it. Claire, we need to talk. Mr. Grant's voice was clipped as he shut the door to his office. My hands tightened around the folder I carried. What's going on? He slid a stack of papers across the desk. Explain these contracts. Missing signatures, altered numbers, payments routed to a ghost account under your name. I froze. That's impossible. I didn't touch those files. His eyes narrowed. Claire, your login was used. Your approvals are here in black and white. My chest squeezed. No, Adrian had access. He asked me to review those contracts. Last month, he insisted on handling the files personally. Mr. Grant leaned back, disappointment heavy in his voice. I trusted you. I vouched for you. And now the board thinks you're a fraud. I'm not a fraud. My voice cracked. Please, you know me. I'd never steal. He rubbed his temple. Intentions don't matter when evidence says otherwise. You should resign quietly before this becomes public. The words hit me like a slap. Resign? You want me to take the blame for something I didn't do? Better than a trial that ruins your career. His tone was cold now. I can't protect you this time. I swallowed hard, my throat burning. So that's it? After years of loyalty, you're throwing me away? His silence answered. I left his office in a daze. Whispers followed me down the hallway. Did you hear? She stole company money. Such a shame. I thought she was better than that. No wonder Adrian dumped her. Their words clawed at my skin. I pushed through the crowd, ignoring their stares, and reached the elevator. My reflection in the mirrored walls showed hollow eyes, trembling lips. By the time I reached the lobby, Adrian was waiting. His smug grin made my stomach turn. Rough day, Claire? He asked smoothly. I glared at him. You did this. He chuckled. Did what? You really should be more careful with paperwork. You framed me, I hissed. You set me up so you could look clean. He leaned closer, his cologne suffocating. Everyone already believes it. Your mentor, your colleagues, the board. You're finished. And me? I'm just getting started. My nails dug into my palms. Why? Was betraying me personally not enough? Adrian smirked. You were in my way. I needed you out. And now you're out. Simple. Rage boiled inside me, but my voice came out steady. You won't win forever. He laughed. I already have. I walked past him, refusing to let him see the tears threatening to fall. Back in my apartment, Ethan stormed in the moment he heard, "You're resigning? Claire, tell me it isn't true." I sank onto the couch. They've already decided I'm guilty. If I fight, I'll lose everything. Ethan paced the room. This is Adrian. He's pulling the strings. Why aren't you shouting the truth? Because no one will listen. I snapped, then softened. They believe him, not me. Ethan knelt in front of me, eyes fierce. Then, make them believe. Don't let him crush you like this. I shook my head. I don't have the strength. Not now. He gripped my hands. Then borrow mine. Don't give up, Claire. His words touched me, but despair weighed heavier. I've already lost everything, my job, my name, my dignity. No, Ethan said firmly. You still have your fight. Don't let them take that too. When he left, silence filled the room. I curled up on the couch, whispering into the darkness. They took everything, but I won't stay broken. I'll turn this pain into something stronger. Adrian thinks he's untouchable, but one day, he'll pay. Here are the keys, Hannah said, placing them in my hand. It's not much, but it's yours if you want it. I looked around the tiny apartment, peeling wallpaper, creaky floorboards, a faint smell of dust. It's small. Her lips curved into a gentle smile. Small can be safe, and right now, safe is enough. I lowered my gaze. I lost my home, my job, my reputation. I don't even know who I am anymore. Hannah crossed her arms. You're someone still standing. That counts for something. Standing feels like surviving, not living. Surviving is the first step to living again, she said softly. I've seen worse than you. Broken. People rise all the time. You can too. Her words pierced me, but in a way that lit a spark I didn't expect. Later that week, Hannah introduced me to a man sitting at the cafe downstairs. Claire, this is Lucas Reed. He's an attorney. Thought you two should talk. Lucas extended his hand. Pleasure. I hesitated before shaking it. Why would I need an attorney? Hannah nudged me. Because you were wronged, and maybe it's time someone believed you. Lucas studied me, calm eyes steady. I heard what happened at your company. If you're innocent, there's always a way to prove it. I let out a bitter laugh. Innocence doesn't matter when Adrian holds all the evidence. He made sure of that. Then gather your own evidence, Lucas said simply. My chest tightened. I don't have access to anything anymore. He stripped me clean. People who cover their tracks usually leave holes. All we need is one. I shook my head. You don't understand. He's smart, calculated. He ruined me without blinking. Lucas leaned forward. And that's exactly why you can't walk away. Men like him believe they're untouchable. Prove him wrong. His words echoed Hannah's earlier ones, but sharper, heavier. I asked quietly, why are you helping me? You don't even know me. Because I hate watching predators win. He replied, and because Hannah doesn't introduce me to just anyone. Hannah smirked. Told you he was decent. I wrapped my hands around my coffee cup. Even if I wanted revenge, I wouldn't know where to start. Lucas slid a notepad toward me. Start by writing everything you remember. Dates, emails, conversations. Don't leave anything out. I stared at the blank page, fear twisting in my stomach. What if it's useless? What if I fail again? Then at least you'll know you fought, he said calmly. But from what I hear, you're stronger than you realize. Hannah touched my shoulder. Claire, you can keep crying, or you can start fighting. Choice is yours. My throat tightened. I'm so tired of crying. Lucas nodded. Then stop. Start building. The notepad felt heavy in my hand. For the first time since everything collapsed, I felt something stirring fear, yes, but also determination. That night in my new apartment, I sat at the wobbly kitchen table with the notepad open. I whispered to myself, Adrian thinks I'm finished. Sophie thinks I'm weak. They're wrong. I began writing every detail, every shady contract, every strange request Adrian had made, every lie Sophie told to cover for him. My pen scratched furiously across the paper. The pain didn't vanish, but it shifted, reshaped. No longer just grief, it was fuel. Hours later, I leaned back, staring at the filled pages. My hands trembled, but my voice was steady. This isn't about revenge anymore. This is about taking my life back. I closed the notepad and whispered, Adrian, you may have won the first battle, but the war has just begun. Claire, you need to see this. Lucas said, sliding his laptop across the table toward me. I leaned closer, my stomach nodding. What am I looking at? Bank transfers, shell companies, all connected to Adrian. And this name, Max Turner. I repeated it under my breath. Max Turner? Lucas nodded. His associate, ruthless, known for burying people who get in his way. Adrian's tied himself to him, and that's dangerous for everyone. I swallowed. So these accounts he's laundering money? Looks like it. And if we can trace it, we have leverage. My hands shook as I clicked through the files. Numbers blurred, but I forced myself to focus. He built his empire on lies, just like everything else. Lucas studied me. Are you sure you want to keep going? Once you dig this deep, there's no turning back. I met his gaze, my voice trembling but firm. I've already lost everything. What more can he take? Your safety, Lucas said simply. I inhaled sharply. Then I'll be careful. But I can't stop now. He slid a flash drive across the table. This has copies of everything. Keep it hidden. If Adrian or Max finds out, it won't just be business anymore, it'll be war. I clutched the drive like it was my lifeline. Then let it be war. Later that night, I sat at my desk, poring over the files again. Every transfer, every fake invoice screamed corruption. My pulse raced as I whispered to myself. He thinks he's untouchable, but this is his weakness. A knock startled me. Hannah's voice came from the door. Claire, you've been locked in here all day. I shoved the papers aside. Come in. She peeked in, eyes curious. You look like you're plotting something dangerous. I gave a faint smile. Maybe I am. Care to share? I hesitated. Let's just say Adrian's not as clean as everyone thinks. Her brows rose. And you're planning to expose him? One step at a time, I said softly. Hannah crossed her arms. Be careful. Men like him don't fall without dragging others down with them. I know, I whispered. But for once, I don't feel powerless. I finally have something he can't control. She studied me for a moment, then nodded. Good. Just don't lose yourself in the process. When she left, I opened another file. Max Turner's name appeared again and again, attached to shady contracts. My chest tightened. If Max finds out I have this, I trailed off, gripping the flash drive tighter. My phone buzzed. Lucas, Claire, he said when I answered. I traced another transaction. Offshore accounts. Max's fingerprints all over it. Can we use it? I asked quickly. Not yet. We need more. Enough to make it undeniable. I bit my lip. Then we keep digging. He paused. You sound different. Different how? Stronger, he said. Less like someone who was betrayed, more like someone planning a counterattack. I exhaled slowly. Maybe that's exactly what I am. That night, as I tucked the flash drive beneath a loose floorboard, I whispered into the silence. I'm not Adrian's victim anymore. I'm his greatest threat. My hands still trembled, but this time it wasn't fear alone, it was adrenaline. For the first time since my world collapsed, I held power. The chandeliers sparkled above me, casting golden light over gowns and tuxedos. My heels clicked against marble as whispers trailed behind me. Is that Claire Evans? She looks different, stronger. I inhaled slowly, my spine straight. Tonight was not about hiding. Tonight was about watching. Claire, Adrian's voice sliced through the hum of the gala. He stood with Sophie draped on his arm, her sequin dress glittering too brightly. His grin was sharp. Didn't expect to see you here. I lifted my glass. Why wouldn't I be? I have as much right to be here as anyone. Sophie's smile was tight. It takes courage to show your face after everything. I tilted my head. Funny, I was about to say the same to you. Her fingers tightened around Adrian's arm. You always did have a sharp tongue, Adrian chuckled, trying to mask the flicker of irritation in his eyes. Don't mind her, Sophie. Claire just likes to pretend she's still relevant. I sipped my wine, studying my voice. Relevance isn't something you announce, Adrian. It shows or it doesn't. He leaned closer, careful. People are watching. I glanced around. They were watching indeed, but not the way he thought. Whispers moved through the crowd. I heard his last deal didn't go through. Investors are pulling back. His partner, Max Turner, shady man. Sophie caught the whispers too. Her smile faltered. Adrian, maybe we should, he cut her off. Relax. They're just envious. I smiled faintly. Envy doesn't sound like fear. And I hear fear in their voices. Adrian's jaw tightened. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't I? I let the silence stretch. Sophie tugged at him. Adrian, People are staring. Stop wasting time. Wasting time? I echoed, my eyes locked on hers. Strange choice of words. Aren't you afraid you've already wasted enough? Her lips pressed into a thin line. You really can't stand to see us happy. I set down my glass. Happy? That's what you call this. I gestured at the crowd, their whispers sharper than champagne bubbles. If this is happiness, it looks fragile. Adrian's smile cracked for a fraction of a second before he steadied it. Still bitter, Claire. That's why you'll always lose. I leaned closer, my voice low but firm. I've already lost. That's why I'm dangerous now. His eyes flickered with something doubt, maybe fear, but he covered it quickly. Empty words. Keep telling yourself that, I said softly. Sophie shifted uncomfortably, her gaze darting to the clusters of people clearly whispering about them. Adrian, everyone's talking. Let them, he snapped, his charm slipping. I smiled. Masks crack when the room gets too hot. Careful yours doesn't fall off. He forced a laugh. Enjoy your night, Claire. You'll need memories like this when you fade into nothing. I held his gaze. Fade? No, I'm just getting started. For a moment, the noise of the gala faded. His smirk didn't reach his eyes. Sophie clung to him, but a knees clung harder. I stepped back, reclaiming my glass. The whispers grew louder, circling him like vultures. Adrian's losing investors, isn't he? Max Turner won't stick around forever. He looks nervous. Tonight? I let their words wash over me. I didn't need to add fuel. The fire was already burning. Sophie's eyes narrowed, jealousy clear as her gaze flicked over the glances I drew. She whispered harshly, they still look at you. Why? I met her glare. Because they see strength, Sophie. Something you can't borrow, no matter how expensive your dress is. Her face flushed, but she said nothing. Adrian tugged her toward the exit, his smile brittle. Come on, this crowd isn't worth our time. I watched them retreat, my pulse steady, a small smile tugging at my lips. In the quiet of my mind, I whispered, his empire is crumbling, and he doesn't even see it. Daniel Ward, Claire Evans? I stiffened. Yes. What do you want with me? I have questions about Adrian Cole's financial dealings. You worked with him, correct? I crossed my arms. I did, until he destroyed my career. Ward's eyes narrowed. You're not under suspicion, but your testimony could help. Did you ever notice irregularities? I let out a humorless laugh. Irregularities? Adrian built his entire empire on them. Fake accounts, forged signatures, shady partners. You'll find Max Turner all over his contracts. The detective scribbled notes. Max Turner's already distancing himself. He's cutting ties fast. Of course he is, I said bitterly. Max only stays where the money is. Ward studied me. You sound certain. I lived it, I replied. I lost everything because of Adrian's lies. If you want proof, follow the trail of greed. It leads straight to him. Ward gave a curt nod. We will. If you remember anything else, call me. When he left, I sank onto the couch, trembling. Adrian's perfect mask was slipping and I had front row seats. My phone buzzed. Adrian. My chest tightened, but I answered. Claire. His voice came through, softer than I expected. I need to talk to you. I almost laughed. Talk? After everything. Now you want to talk? I know you've heard the news, he said quickly. It's exaggerated. People are lying. You know me, I'd never risk everything. Risk? Everything? I scoffed. You risked me. You risked my career. And you expect me to believe you didn't risk money too? He sighed heavily. I made mistakes, but I never wanted this to happen to you. My hands shook, anger boiling under my skin. You set me up. You left me to take the fall. Don't you dare act innocent. Claire, please, he pleaded. You know me better than anyone. I wouldn't survive prison. Just tell them you don't believe I'd do this. My laugh was sharp, cutting. You're unbelievable. You think I'll save you because I once loved you? Because you're kind, he said desperately. Because you're not like me. The silence stretched. My voice turned cold. You're right. I'm not like you. That's why I'll never help you. Claire, I hung up, the sound echoing in the quiet room. My phone buzzed again, but I didn't answer. Instead, I whispered into the stillness. You still think I'm weak, but this is only the beginning. Later that evening, Hannah knocked gently. You okay? I exhaled. Adrian called me. He's scared. She raised her brows. Good. About time. He felt fear. He begged me, I murmured. Begged for help. And what did you say? She asked carefully. I laughed. admitted. Because he still thinks I'm the same woman he betrayed. He has no idea how wrong he is. Hannah's smile was fierce. Then let karma do the rest. I nodded, gripping the flash drive hidden beneath the floorboard. For the first time, I felt steady, almost calm. Adrian's empire was shaking, and soon it would collapse. I whispered to myself as the night settled in, karma's only begun, and I'll be here to watch it finish. A frantic knock rattled my apartment door. Claire, please open up. I froze. That voice, Sophie. When I opened the door, she stood there with mascara streaked down her cheeks, hair tangled, clutching her purse like it was the last thing she owned. Please, Claire, she sobbed. I need to talk to you. I leaned on the frame, arms crossed. Bold of you to show up here. Don't shut me out. I don't know where else to go. I raised an eyebrow. What about Adrian? Isn't he your safe place now? Her face twisted. He's not. He's turned on me. He blames me for everything. Says I dragged him down. A bitter laugh escaped me. Dragged him down? That sounds familiar. She stepped closer, desperate. I swear, Claire, I didn't mean for it to go this far. I thought he loved me. I thought we'd win together. I held her gaze. And when you were sneering at me, telling me I wasn't strong enough to keep him, did you feel like you were winning then? Her lips trembled. I was jealous, okay? Always jealous of you. You had the career, the reputation, the family who adored you. Everyone compared me to you, and I hated it. My chest tightened, but my voice stayed steady. So your solution was to take the one person I trusted most? To gut me so you could feel better about yourself? Her tears spilled faster. I thought if I had Adrian, I'd finally matter. But he doesn't love me. He never did. He just used me and now he's throwing me away. I clenched my fists. And you expect me to feel sorry for you? Not sorry, she pleaded. Just help me, please. I don't have anyone else. I shook my head slowly. You had me once. You had my friendship, my loyalty, my love like a sister. You burned it for nothing. She dropped to her knees, voice breaking. I made a mistake, a terrible mistake. Claire, please forgive me. My throat tightened. For a moment, I almost saw the girl who once stayed up late whispering secrets with me, the friend who held my hand through heartbreaks. But then I remembered the smirk on her lips when she called me weak. I crouched down so we were eye level. You're right, Sophie. You made a mistake, and now you get to live with it. Her hands reached for mine. No, please don't leave me like this. I can't do this alone. I pulled back sharply. You should have thought of that before you betrayed me. You chose this path, not me. She sobbed louder, clutching her chest. Claire, I'm begging you. The ache in my chest throbbed, but I steeled myself. I begged too, Sophie. The night I found out, I begged the universe to tell me it wasn't true. But you didn't care, so don't ask me to now. Her voice cracked into a scream. You don't understand. He'll destroy me. I straightened, walking to the door. He already has. Welcome to the life you chose. Her sobs echoed as I opened the door wider. Claire, please. I looked at her one last time, my voice low, almost tender. Goodbye, Sophie. Then I closed the door. Her cries bled through the wood, raw and desperate. I leaned against it, eyes shut, heart aching yet strangely light, whispering to myself. I said, for the first time, I don't feel powerless. She wanted my life, but all she's left with is regret. The sobs faded into silence, and I didn't open the door again. I scrolled through the headlines, each one more brutal than the last. Cole Enterprises declares bankruptcy. Adrian Cole under fraud investigation. Business prodigy exposed as con artist. Hannah leaned over my shoulder. Looks like karma doesn't waste time. I swallowed, my eyes fixed on Adrian's photo, once polished, now haggard. He looks different. Different? Hannah scoffed. He looks ruined. Lucas joined us at the table, setting down a newspaper. Investors have pulled out completely. His accounts are frozen. Max Turner cut ties last week. I skimmed the article. So Max abandoned him after all. Lucas nodded. No loyalty in that world. The second money dries up, so do friendships. I let out a slow breath. I knew this would happen, but seeing it feels unreal. Hannah tilted her head. Do you feel sorry for him? I hesitated. I don't know. Maybe a little. I did love him once. Her voice sharpened. He never loved you, Claire. Don't forget that. Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Against my better judgment, I picked up. Claire. Adrian's voice was hoarse, almost broken. I froze. What do you want? I need to see you. I laughed bitterly. You've lost your company, your money, your pride, and now you think I'll give you comfort? His voice cracked. Please, everyone's turned their back on me. My mother won't even speak to me. I raised my eyebrows. Victoria Cole finally cut you off? I thought she'd defend you until the end. She called me a disgrace, he admitted, voice heavy. She said I ruined the family name. She won't take my calls. Hannah mouthed silently. Don't believe him. I gripped the phone tighter. So now you come crawling back to me? After destroying me? I was wrong, Adrian whispered. I see that now. I should have stayed with you. My throat tightened. You should have stayed with me when you had everything. Not now, when you have nothing. His silence stretched. Finally, he muttered, I have no one left. Good, I said coldly. That's what betrayal buys you, emptiness, Claire. I loved you, he said desperately. I laughed, sharp and hollow. Loved me? You framed me, humiliated me, left me in ruins. Don't use that word. His breathing hitched. I don't expect forgiveness. Just don't hate me. I don't hate you, Adrian, I said softly. I pity you. And that's worse. I hung up before he could respond. Lucas frowned. You? Okay? I set the phone down, my hands trembling. He sounded broken, really broken. That's what happens when the lies catch up, Lucas said. Hannah leaned closer. Don't let his voice trick you. He'd step on you again if it meant saving himself. I know, I admitted. But hearing him like that, it doesn't feel like victory. It feels empty. Lucas met my eyes. That emptiness is proof you've moved past him. Revenge doesn't heal, Claire. Living does. I nodded slowly, though the ache lingered. Later that night, I stared out my window at the city lights. My reflection in the glass looked steady, but my chest felt heavy. I whispered to myself, I loved him once, and now he's nothing. The words echoed back at me, sharp and final. The knock at my door was weak, almost hesitant. I opened it and froze. Adrian stood there, unshaven, eyes hollow, clothes wrinkled. His once perfect posture had collapsed into something small. Claire, he whispered, please, let me in. I didn't move. Why are you here? I had nowhere else to go. His voice cracked. Please, just listen. Against every instinct, I stepped aside. He shuffled in, shoulders hunched, gaze fixed on the floor. I've lost everything, he muttered. The company, the money, even Sophie. She left me when the investigation started. I crossed my arms. So you came to the one person you thought would still care. His eyes lifted, desperate. Because you always cared. You were the only one who ever did. I bit back the sting in my chest. And you threw it away. I was wrong. His voice trembled. I thought I wanted more. But all I did was destroy myself. I can see that now. I laughed bitterly. Now? After you ruined my career? After you called me boring? After you made me believe I was worthless? He flinched. I didn't mean it. Yes, you did, I shot back. Every cruel word, every smirk, every lie, you meant them. You enjoyed them. His hands shook. Claire, I'm begging you, forgive me, give me another chance. I stared at him, my chest heavy with conflicting emotions. Part of me remembered the man I once loved. Another part remembered the man who destroyed me. You think forgiveness is mine to give? My voice was low, steady. It isn't. It belongs to Karma, and she's already collecting. He sank onto the couch, burying his face in his hands. I can't live like this. Everyone hates me. Investors, colleagues, even my mother. You're the only one left. Left? I repeated coldly. I wasn't left, Adrian. I was discarded. His voice broke. I'm not asking for money or status or power. I just want you. I just want us again. Tears pricked my eyes, but I didn't let them fall. Us? There hasn't been an us since the night you betrayed me with Sophie. You chose her over me, over everything we built. He reached for my hand, but I pulled back. Don't. His shoulders shook. I thought I could escape karma. I thought I could outrun it, but it caught me, Claire. It's tearing me apart. I stared at him, my heart twisting. Good, because I prayed for this moment. Not your death, not your suffering, but your reckoning. And now it's here. He looked up at me, tears streaming down his face. So that's it? You won't forgive me? My chest rose and fell slowly. No, because forgiveness would mean erasing what you did. And I refuse to erase myself for your comfort. Then what do I do? He whispered, broken. I shook my head. That's your problem, not mine. The silence stretched. His sobs filled the room, raw and pitiful. I whispered, more to myself than to him. Once, your tears would have shattered me. Now, they don't move me at all. He stared at me like I was the stranger now. Maybe I was. Finally, I walked to the door and opened it. Leave, Adrian. Whatever you're searching for, it isn't here. He stumbled to his feet, voice hoarse. Claire, please, goodbye, I said firmly. He lingered for one last second, then stepped out. When the door shut behind him, I pressed my hand against it, my breath shaky. Inside, I whispered, Karma has spoken, and I don't need to anymore. Lucas leaned across the table, his voice calm but sharp. Claire, you have enough evidence. If you press charges now, Adrian won't just lose his reputation, he'll lose his freedom. I stared at the folder between us. So it's in my hands, his fate. Yes. Lucas's eyes locked on mine. One signature, one call, and he's finished. The thought made my chest tighten. And if I don't, then he'll crawl in the ruins of his own mistakes. But without you, he might find a way back. I rubbed my temples. So it's revenge or release. Lucas's voice softened. It's justice, Claire. He framed you. He humiliated you. You have every right to see him punished. Before I could respond, Ethan walked in, overhearing the last line. Punished? Claire, haven't you been through enough already? I looked up at him. What are you saying? He pulled out a chair. I'm saying you don't need this fight. You've already won. He's ruined. Why waste your life dragging him further down? Lucas frowned. It's not wasting. It's accountability. Men like Adrian don't stop unless they're forced. Ethan leaned forward, his tone fierce. And what about her peace? Hasn't she lost enough nights crying over him? Don't chain her to this any longer. I sat frozen between them, their words colliding inside me. Lucas pushed the folder closer. You can't let him walk away with just bankruptcy and shame. That's not enough. Ethan shook his head. It's more than enough. He's broken. Let karma finish the job. My voice cracked. I don't know what I want anymore. Ethan touched my hand. You want freedom. Admit it. Lucas countered, his tone sharp. You want justice. Don't let guilt confuse you. I closed my eyes, whispers tumbling out. Part of me wants to destroy him, to watch him pay for every cruel word. But another part, my throat tightened. Another part just wants to breathe again. Lucas's jaw clenched. If you let him go, he could rise again. He could hurt someone else. Ethan shot back. If she keeps fighting, she'll never heal. Is that what you want? For her to live in the shadow of Adrian forever? I slammed my hand on the table. Enough. They fell silent. My breaths came uneven, but my words steadied. You both want to protect me in different ways, but this decision is mine. Mine alone. Lucas leaned back, his voice low. Then decide, mercy or justice. Ethan's eyes softened. Or maybe both. Walking away can be its own justice. I stared at the folder again. Papers, signatures, undeniable proof. It was power, raw and heavy. My fingers brushed the edge, then pulled back. Quietly, I whispered, I could end him. But if I do, then he still controls me. My hate for him would decide my future. Lucas's eyes darkened. You're letting him off easy. No, I said firmly. I'm letting myself off. I refuse to spend another year defined by his betrayal. Ethan exhaled in relief. That's the Claire I know. Lucas shook his head but didn't argue. So you'll let karma take the rest? Yes. My voice steadied, strong now. Adrian will crumble under his own weight. He already is. And I'll be here not as his victim, not as his executioner, but as someone finally free. The silence stretched, heavy but calm. Ethan smiled faintly. Then it's done. Lucas closed the folder slowly. If that's your choice, I'll respect it. But know this, you had the power to destroy him, and you chose yourself instead. I nodded, my chest lighter than it had felt in months. For the first time, that's enough. Hannah pushed open the curtains in my apartment, flooding the room with light. Come on, Claire. The sun's out. Time to stop living in the shadows. I squinted, shielding my eyes. You always make it sound so easy. She grinned. That's because you make everything sound impossible. Lucas chuckled from the kitchen, pouring coffee. She has a point. You've carried the weight of Adrian and Sophie long enough. It's time to carry yourself. I sighed, but a smile tugged at my lips. You two sound like motivational posters. Better than sounding like doom. Hannah shot back, handing me my jacket. Besides, today's important. I raised an eyebrow. Why? Because it's the first day you're choosing you, she said firmly. Lucas set a mug in front of me. We've dealt with the past. Now it's about building the future. I wrapped my hands around the cup, warmth seeping into my fingers. The future. That still feels like a foreign word. It won't forever, he replied. Later that afternoon, we walked through the park. Families laughed. Children ran. Dogs barked. For the first time in months, the noise didn't hurt, it felt alive. Hannah nudged me. Notice how nobody's whispering about you anymore. You're free. I inhaled deeply. Free. I almost forgot what that felt like. Lucas glanced at me. Adrian's finished. Sophie's vanished. The world moved on, and so can you. I stopped walking. That's what scares me. If I move on, who am I without the pain? Without the fight? Hannah touched my shoulder gently. You're Claire Evans, not a victim, not just a survivor, but someone stronger than both. Her words sank in. Stronger, I repeated softly. Lucas smiled. That's who you've always been. You just had to see it. We sat on a bench, watching the sunset paint the sky. I pulled a small notebook from my bag, my diary. Hannah raised her brows. Writing again? I nodded. For me this time. Not for revenge. Not for grief. Just me. Lucas leaned closer. What will you write? I flipped to a blank page. The truth. That I lost everything. That I thought I was broken. But I wasn't. I was just changing. Hannah smiled proudly. That's the Claire we've been waiting for. I scribbled slowly, words spilling like release. When I paused, Lucas asked, do you regret not pressing charges? I looked at him, steady. No, karma did what I couldn't. Adrian destroyed himself. Sophie faded into nothing. I didn't need to lift a hand. And now? He pressed. And now, I whispered, I'm free. We sat in silence for a while, the air warm with peace I hadn't felt in so long. As the sky darkened, Hannah stood. Dinner's on me tonight, my treat for your rebirth. I laughed lightly. Rebirth? That's dramatic, even for you. Dramatic. But true, she teased. Lucas extended his hand to me. So, Claire Evans, ready to rise again? I placed my hand in his, smiling faintly. More than ready. Back home. I returned to my desk. Alone, I opened the diary again, finishing the page. My pen scratched slowly. I was no longer a victim, nor just a survivor. I was reborn. Closing the diary, I whispered into the quiet. Karma did what I couldn't. And now, I'm free.